After being married for 3 years without ever meeting her husband, she was unexpectedly tricked by her stepmother into drinking a drugged glass of wine when she was preparing for divorce. The next morning, she woke up to find her husband lying beside her. It turns out I and Fu Yancheng had been married for 3 years without meeting, and the first time we met was in bed. 3 years ago, Fu Yancheng took over as the CEO of the Fu Corporation, managing overseas business, and at that time, his grandfather was in danger and was saved by Mian Mian. Grandfather Fu then arranged for his grandson to marry her in gratitude. Initially, Mian Mian had no intention of marrying someone she had no feelings for, but the other party proposed that the Fu Corporation could invest 300 million into Mian's family company as a betrothal gift. Upon learning this, Mian's father didn't force her, saying he would find a way to solve the company's difficulties himself and wouldn't let his late wife's life's work go to waste. Seeing her father's understanding, Mian couldn't bear to let him suffer, so she finally agreed to grandfather Fu's proposal and married Fu Yancheng. However, Fu Yancheng never came back to see her even once from start to finish, only returning to the country 3 years later after resolving the chaos abroad to attend a business cocktail party. Unexpectedly, Mian's stepmother, Su Lenjing, took this opportunity to use 2 drugged glasses of wine, telling her daughter to offer one to Fu Yancheng, saying they had been married for so long without meeting, so it was time to greet each other. The company was about to launch its second round of funding, so she could ask for his help. Ironically, Fu Yancheng didn't even know what his wife looked like. The next morning when he woke up, he thought she was a prostitute. How much? You don't want money? Are you trying to blackmail me? You'll get what you're owed, but don't dream of anything more. I don't need the money, Mr. CEO. I'm not as rich as you, but don't belittle it. You deserve it. Fu Yancheng was completely taken aback, but seeing a bright red stain on the bed, he felt somewhat suspicious. Mian was in no mood to clarify her identity with him. Upon seeing her stepmother, she immediately scolded her for interfering in her affairs, stating she had decided to divorce Fu Yancheng. Fu Yancheng's mother also looked down on Mian, feeling her son deserved a better woman, so she easily signed the divorce agreement, just waiting out a month's reconsideration period before going to the Civil Affairs Bureau. But then, something unexpected happened. As soon as Mian returned to her studio, she learned from her partner, Liang Hanqing, that he had mortgaged the studio to the bank for an investment he was sure would succeed, only to lose it all. If they couldn't repay the bank, the studio would be seized. Mian was furious, but he proposed a way to save the studio. Fu Yancheng had just bought a luxurious villa, rumored to be for his first love, Zisuo Ting, who was abroad. As the CEO of the Fu Corporation, and with the daughter of the Z family, if they could secure the design contract for this villa, it would be enough to save the studio. With no stir in her heart, Mian reluctantly agreed to meet Fu Yancheng at the night color bar at 8 p.m. tonight to win this project. However, Linjing, the intermediary, seemed to misunderstand Liang Hanqing and Mian's intentions and called Fu Yancheng's cousin to the bar, saying there was a big gift for him, inadvertently causing a huge misunderstanding. Is this the big gift you prepared for me? How could it be? These are just ordinary people. The big gift I prepared for Vice President Fu is on its way. If I say it was unintentional and all a coincidence, would you believe me? Your ability to create coincidences is impressive. Did Lin Jing call you here? Yes, let me introduce you. How much did Lin Jing pay you? After tax, it must be around 7 figures, millions for one night. With your looks and figure, you know how to set your price, Mr. Fu. I'm just being honest. Your project is big, time-consuming, and I heard your standards are very high. But rest assured, if you choose me, my service will definitely satisfy you. Why do you want to try again so much, Mr. Fu? I know you might not trust me now, but I have a lot of experience, and many clients return. I won't disappoint you. A lot of experience, many returning clients. Wasn't this your first time? How could it be your first time? I've been in this industry for 3 years. Tell Lin Jing, I don't need this. Alright, I'll wait for Mr. Lin to return. Is Lin Jing your client too? Let's say he is. Disgusting. Did I offend him in any way? Despite this, Mian didn't give up. Hearing from Lin Jing that there would be a cocktail party organized by the Fu Corporation the next day, she could talk to Fu Yancheng again then. Unexpectedly, as soon as Mian entered the cocktail party venue, she ran into Mr. Zhang, a former collaborator. Seeing him drunk, she tried to take him to the parking lot, But in the elevator, she met Fu Yancheng again, and the misunderstanding continued from last night. Mr. Fu, I want to know what style you like. She has many styles. You have quite a few clients too. Mian is good in every way, just a bit pricey. If you're interested, give me 5 minutes to discuss and pitch. Shameless even in broad daylight. Seeing him storm off in anger, Mian was somewhat confused, not understanding what was wrong with him. After sending Mr. Zhang off, Mian accidentally overheard Fu Yancheng's assistant on a phone call. The other side had the speaker on, letting her know that Yin Yang, the brother of Zisuo Ting, also wanted to win Fu Yancheng's project. Feeling anxious, Mian, when no one was around, placed her design on Fu Yancheng's car. What's this? Sorry, Mr. Fu, it's my oversight. Some design company must have wanted to collaborate and left it there. This design isn't bad. Contact this designer quickly. Yes, Mr. Fu. The next day, Fu Yancheng was set to meet Mr. Z according to plan. Meanwhile, Mian, not knowing her design had been chosen, also came, hoping to secure the project before Mr. Z and Fu Yancheng could finalize their deal. Fu Yancheng, not knowing the design from yesterday was by Mian, had no interest in talking much with her and left with his assistant. Mr. Z blocked Mian, who was trying to chase after them, saying he knew about her mortgaged studio, and offered her the project if she would come to talk to him at 7 p.m. tonight. At 7 p.m., Mian came as invited. Mr. Z lied, saying Fu Yancheng was supposed to sign the contract with him today, but he always cherished beauty, and if she drank all the wine on the table, he would give her the project. Here, everyone surely knows what would happen next, but the female lead in movies usually doesn't watch TV, so she wouldn't know what this common script means. Alright, I'll drink. I'll give you Fu Yancheng's project, but after I have some fun with you. Mian tried her best to push Mr. Z away, claiming she was Fu Yancheng's wife. When he was stunned, she ran out of there. Mr. Z chased after her, only to be pushed by her. To say, this villain was quite pathetic, falling without the male lead's intervention. At this moment, the female lead, in a hurry to leave, met the male lead passing by, suddenly feeling an indescribable sense of safety, and she threw herself into his arms. Mr. Fu, help me. She's drunk. I'll take her home. He tricked me. He bullied me. Fu Yancheng understood what had happened. After saying that, he carried Mian away, temporarily taking her to his home. Initially, he planned to wait for her to sober up and then let her go back on her own, but seeing her drunken state while drinking water, he couldn't help but kiss her, remembering the night he returned home. But soon after, he was startled and ran away. This woman is so troublesome. Why did I do that to her just now? Mr. Fu, here's the contact information for the designer you asked me to find earlier. Who is it? I am Fu Yancheng. Fu Yancheng, why do you treat me like this? Every time I come to you, you ignore me. I just want a chance. CEO, tell me, what did I do wrong? Tell me. I really can't think of what I did wrong for you to treat me like this. Only when he discovered that the woman in front of him was an interior designer did the CEO realize how egregious his misunderstanding of her had been. So all the things she mentioned before were about interior design. Are you the designer from Hengxing? So what if I am? Who else could I be? Understanding the truth, Fu Yancheng changed his perspective of Mian. Not only did he not send her away, but he also had his assistant bring a set of women's clothes. The next morning, having forgotten everything from the night before due to drunkenness, Mian hurriedly bid farewell to Fu Yancheng upon waking. Unexpectedly, Fu Yancheng mentioned that in 3 days, there would be a bidding conference for Yu Jingyuan, offering her a chance to participate. He also kept her for breakfast. During this time, Fu Yancheng's grandfather called, angrily, scolding him for not respecting him and for wanting to divorce Mian without his consent. Since Mian was active outside under the English name Penny, Fu Yancheng didn't know she was Mian. His grandfather, meditating in the mountains, said he would come down to settle accounts with him the next day. Fu Yancheng then contacted Mian, asking her to join him in picking up his grandfather and cautioning her not to mention divorce in front of him. Worried that Fu Yancheng was displeased with her status as his wife, which might jeopardize their collaboration, Mian slightly altered her appearance to avoid being recognized. However, her father suddenly called, saying her half-sister needed to be hospitalized, urging her to come back quickly. Thus, Fu Yancheng couldn't find Mian and had to meet his grandfather alone. He casually lied, saying Mian might have acute appendicitis and something happened on the way. You rotten brat, what nonsense are you talking about? Not long after, Mian, who was absent from the greeting for Fu's grandfather, went to apologize to him in person. She also inquired about some things concerning Fu Yancheng, learning that he had been alone as a child because his parents were busy with work, leading to his cold personality. Therefore, Grandfather Fu hoped she would give Yancheng more time. His only wish now was to hold his great-grandchild soon. Mian said she would definitely try, but it was just polite talk. Unexpectedly, Grandfather Fu took it seriously and happily called Fu Yancheng, "You rotten brat." Today, Mian specifically came to see me, so filial and sensible. She's willing to have children with you. You must treat her well. This is bad. Fu Yancheng is going to be furious this time. Yancheng heard you're here, and he's rushing over. Knowing that Fu Yancheng's arrival wouldn't be for anything good, Mian lied, saying she had company matters to attend to. But as soon as she stepped out, she met Fu Yancheng getting out of his car. Startled, she fabricated that it was almost time for the bidding, so she came to his house to understand the decor style and his preferences for preparation. You want to understand my house's decor style, my preferences? You could have just asked me, why did you go to see my grandfather? Is Yancheng back? At this moment, the assistant's mind played the tune should be under the car, not in the car, and he closed the car door, helping Mian narrowly avoid revealing her identity. Mr. Fu, why are your ears red? I'm just hot, I'm sorry. Mr. Fu, I suddenly felt a bit dizzy just now. I apologize, Mr. Fu. If you want to understand my personal preferences in the future, just ask me directly. Alright, then, Mr. Fu. I'll go first. See you at the bidding tomorrow. Hey, Chedin, tell me, what does it mean when a girl suddenly comes to your house and acts intimate with you? She must like you, right? She likes you. The next day, as soon as Mian stepped onto the stage to present her design plan, her competitor suddenly accused her of plagiarism. I hope Miss Penny can explain why your design plan is exactly the same as ours. Upon seeing the opponent's design, Mian realized that the person who spilled mineral water on her the day before did it intentionally to damage her computer and steal her work during the repair. However, without evidence, she could only start from the design concept, counter-questioning their inspiration source. Ziyang, the plagiarist, only knew how to copy without understanding, quickly caught out by Mian on minor details. Most importantly, his design sketches included Penny's initials in reverse. Ziyang didn't notice this, getting counterattacked. I suppose my name must be in Mr. Zhao's draft too, right? So what if I didn't? You're just a minor designer. How did you get Yancheng's cooperation? I think you seduced Fu Yancheng with your beauty. You dared to hit me, seeing Ziyang about to attack Mian. Fu Yancheng stepped over the table to protect her, making Ziyang angrily contact his sister, saying if she didn't return, her brother-in-law would be taken by someone else. Mian won Fu Yancheng's project smoothly. Fu Yancheng designated Penny to sign the contract. His assistant, Chedin, knew he wanted to use this opportunity to meet Penny. Otherwise, there would be no need to specify her presence. Mailing the contract would suffice. However, Mian was reluctant to sign her Chinese name, fearing it would reveal she was the wife Fu Yancheng had never met in 3 years of marriage. She resisted and wanted her colleague to sign on her behalf. Unexpectedly, Liang Hanchen said it had to be her signature or the contract would be void. Reluctantly, Mian remembered that in previous interactions with Fu Yancheng, he always seemed awkward, losing his usual composure and intelligence, so she came up with a clever way to avoid signing her name. Mr. Fu, how about signing the contract like this? Let's have a pleasant cooperation, like those unfaithful ones. She left immediately after speaking, leaving Fu Yancheng completely dazed, sitting in his chair for a long time. At this point, Chedin came to tease him, saying he had discovered an important piece of information about Penny and asked if he wanted to know. Fu Yancheng eagerly asked what it was, learning that it was Penny's birthday in 2 weeks. So he used the excuse of choosing a gift for a friend, asking for Penny's help. She's a designer, very talented, humble, strong, but also has moments of vulnerability, making you want to learn more about her. What does Mr. Fu's friend like? Whatever she likes, she would definitely like. Mian chose the sunlight necklace she liked, feeling that the friend he mentioned might be herself, feeling a bit happy and not resisting his intention to move closer. But then an unexpected voice startled her. Yancheng, I'm back. Suo Ting, long time no see. Mian didn't want Suo Ting to misunderstand, potentially ruining her relationship with Fu Yancheng, so she introduced herself as the interior designer for Mr. Fu's house. However, in reality, Suo Ting and Fu Yancheng were only childhood friends with no other close relationship. Moreover, she knew Fu Yancheng was very protective of Min Min, seeing her as a strong rival, so she said she had just returned and wanted to host a welcome party, inviting Min Min under the guise of needing a lot of friends who required interior design services. During the party, she would secretly scheme, having friends pretend to accidentally tear Min Mian's dress, while she played the Good Samaritan, leading Min Min to change clothes and showing her the sunlight necklace, claiming it was a gift from a close friend, making Min Min mistakenly think Fu Yancheng liked Zisuo Ting. What was I daydreaming about? How ridiculous! All the people here today are my closest friends. I want to capture this precious moment with a camera. Penny, could you please get the camera from my bag? It turns out Zisuo Ting used a despicable trick to harm her rival, making her lose face in front of a crowd, inadvertently creating an opportunity for the man of her dreams to play the hero rescuing the damsel in distress, seeing Fu Yancheng value and protect Min Min so much. Zisuo Ting's heart was ablaze with jealousy. Clearly, one scheme failing only led to another more sinister plan. However, her previous words and actions had already caused Min Min to misunderstand Fu Yancheng. If Mr. Fu already has someone he likes, please don't do things that cause misunderstandings. The one I like, Mr. Fu. Everyone's waiting. Hearing others urging, Min Min turned away, not wanting to hear Fu Yancheng's explanation anymore. Not long after, hearing that his grandson was seen hugging a woman named Penny at the party, grandfather Fu angrily called his grandson, demanding he clarify things with Min Min, not wanting him to wrong his granddaughter-in-law. However, Fu Yancheng thought Min Min married him for the 300 million and was unwilling to apologize, not even giving up on the divorce, which made grandfather Fu so angry he nearly fainted. When Min Min came to submit the design documents, she learned he had been injured on the face by his grandfather and took the initiative to apply medicine for him. Her hot and cold attitude puzzled Fu Yancheng. Tell me, what does it mean when a woman suddenly treats you hot and cold, close one moment and distant the next? You're talking about a woman, clearly about Penny, right? After a close friend of the opposite sex appeared by your side, this woman changed her attitude, didn't she? It seems so. 9 times out of 10, it's jealousy. Under his assistance scheming, Fu Yancheng deliberately acted intimate with Zisuo Ting at the construction site to test Min Mian's reaction to see if she was jealous. Seeing her walk away, Fu Yancheng understood her feelings and quickly chased after her, stopping her. Are you avoiding me like this because you're jealous of my relationship with Zisuo Ting? I have no right to interfere in Mr. Fu's love life. You had that right if you wanted. With just one sentence, Min Mian's heart was racing, and, after spinning around to find her direction, she left in embarrassment. All of this was witnessed by Zisuo Ting, already harboring hostility towards Min Min. She decided to take drastic measures, tampering with the scaffolding used by workers, then leaving Min Mian's purse there. Min Min, although puzzled why her purse was there, didn't suspect anything and was about to pick it up when the scaffolding fell on her. Fortunately, she was only injured in the wrist. Hearing from his assistant that she was hurt at the site, Fu Yancheng brought the best orthopedic specialist from the hospital. Not long after, Zisuo Ting also pretended to visit her. Seeing her, Min Min remembered the dress-tearing incident, deducing both events were probably related to her. So she showed no good face and directly chased her away. Fu Yancheng used the excuse of a work accident to say he should take care of her, then took her back to his home, cooked for her, and fed her. Zisuo Ting didn't expect her plan to backfire. Actually, he's quite handsome like this. His wife complained that the medicine was bitter. The man immediately peeled a candy and put it in her mouth. This unexpected action made Min Min open her eyes wide, pushed him away, quickly saying it wasn't bitter anymore, but her heart was still beating fast, unable to calm down for a long time. She knew she had feelings for Fu Yancheng, but the more she felt this way, the less she dared to let him know she was his wife. Once her hand injury healed, she left Fu Yancheng's house. Chedin worried that if she left now, Fu Yancheng would blame him when he returned from his business trip. So he tried his best to keep her, but Min Min only left a sentence, "I'll explain to him when Mr. Fu comes back," and rushed back to the studio to work. As a design director, she had to handle all the studio's work. One can imagine how busy she was. However, when grandfather Fu called, saying he hadn't seen her in a long time and wanted to invite her over for an evening to chat, Min Min agreed without hesitation. Because grandfather Fu was very good to her, and with Fu Yancheng away on a business trip and not likely to return soon, she went to see him after work. "Grandfather, Yancheng, come in, come in." "Oh, it's Fu Yancheng." Fearing her identity might be revealed, Min Min quickly put on a hat and mask, lying that she had an allergic reaction on her face and it wasn't convenient to meet anyone. But there's no wall without cracks. Mian might hide for a while, but not forever, just as she went to rest in the room. Thinking she would be safe from encountering Fu Yancheng if she stayed quiet, Grandfather Fu asked Fu Yancheng to rest in the same room, saying he was drunk and needed Mian's care. It's over. I'll definitely be discovered. Mian was so scared she trembled, but Fu Yancheng was indeed drunk, completely unaware of who she was, and just collapsed onto the bed to sleep. I only have feelings for Penny. If you knew you were Mian, would you think I've been deceiving you all along and hate me? The next morning, Mian planned to leave the Fu residence early. Her mother-in-law, seeing her, scolded her for scheming to get close to Fu Yancheng while agreeing to divorce on one hand and coming to the house on the other. Worried Fu Yancheng would wake up, Mian didn't explain much, grabbed her purse, and hurried away. Unexpectedly, Fu Yancheng, seeing her retreating figure, felt it was somewhat familiar and went back to his room to look for the marriage certificate he hadn't seen in 3 years. I need to see what this woman really wants. They were legally married, but due to not seeing each other for 3 years, misunderstandings had piled up. You're already married. What did you say? I said I'm already married. At this moment, Fu Yancheng was completely stunned, not knowing he was her husband. If he just opened that unopened marriage certificate, he would realize Penny was his wife, Mian. But at this critical moment, a phone call came in, informing him that the Sheng family had supplied substandard bricks to the Fu Corporation, posing a significant safety risk. Fu Yancheng was so angry his blood boiled. The whole family is full of deceit. It seems my old ways were better. From today, Fu Corporation will cancel all investments in the Sheng Corporation. After saying that, Fu Yancheng threw the marriage certificate into the drawer, not bothering to look at it anymore, then texted Mian, telling her not to use the Fu family's name for profit, saying he would never need a woman from the Sheng family. But Fu Yancheng didn't know that the Sheng family's business was manipulated by Mian's stepmother. Mian had never been involved and didn't know what had happened, only that her stepmother had used her marriage to gain significant benefits from Fu Corporation, so she stated clearly she wanted no further ties with the Fu family and that this marriage would definitely end in divorce. Knowing she still planned to divorce, Grandfather Fu spoke up for Fu Yancheng, promising to teach him a lesson on her behalf. Are you still thinking about your college boyfriend, Wenjiao? How could that be, Grandfather? I've long lost contact with him. Grandfather Fu was reassured, telling her not to mention divorce again. At this time, Fu Yancheng texted her, inviting her to dinner the next evening, but didn't receive a reply even the next day, so he couldn't help but go to her studio to find her. Forewarned, Mian had already hidden away, only daring to show up after he left, breathing a sigh of relief. Unexpectedly, when she left the company at night, she found Fu Yancheng waiting for her. Why are you avoiding me? I'm not. Then why can't you look me in the eye? It's late. Mr. Fu should go home. After saying that, Mian, feeling guilty, tried to slip away, but Fu Yancheng held her back, telling her she should understand his intentions, then pulling out the necklace he had bought before, wishing her a happy birthday. Mian was very surprised, now understanding that the necklace Zisuoting had was bought separately by him, finally believing Fu Yancheng had no feelings for Zisuoting. Thus, blinded by love, she temporarily forgot her identity, until Fu Yancheng intended to take things further. She remembered he had said he would never need a woman from the Sheng family, which quickly sobered her up, pushing him away, saying she was already married, even dragging her studio partner, Liang Hanqing, as a shield. Hey, how was your business trip? Then you should rest early. Don't worry, I will go to bed early too. Is your husband Liang Hanqing? Yes, why didn't you ever tell me? Clearly, you ... If I've done anything to misunderstand you before, I apologize. I won't do anything to bother you in the future. And this, return it to Mr. Fu. Fu Yancheng was heavily struck, leaving in a daze, going home to drown his sorrows in alcohol. But the more he drank, the sadder he became. Meanwhile, Mian lay in bed, thinking that although she had feelings for Fu Yancheng, he and his mother both despised her and the Sheng family. Even if he knew she was his wife, their future relationship would be rocky, so she decided to put all her energy into her career. Unexpectedly, the next day, she found out Liang Hanqing had gone to Fu Yancheng's house. Reluctantly, Mian also had to go there. Honey, are you okay?